Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning. This is my son Ben, and welcome to a new live stream. And unfortunately, we are quite early today, so
yeah, hopefully we have some of you Americans out there. But the thing is, every time we go into one of these live streams and people come from, hey, hello from India, hello from Sydney, and we're like, what, Sydney? It's now 2 a.m. Yeah, it's 2 a.m. So people are tuning in from everywhere. So I'm confident that we get some people today as well. But there are some news for this live stream today. Yes. First of all, you're not seeing me typing every time and checking and doing stuff because we have a producer in studio today. That's really nice. It's actually we did the German live stream already, and I'm really relaxed. The live streams are
you got a full booze.
Oh yeah, it's nice, and it's just I don't have to do that much. I don't have to worry that much. So it's nice. Wow.
San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, and I can read the comments much easier now. It's really awesome. And the next thing that is new is the St. Kilian distillery from Germany sent me this nice cask lid. And the awesome thing about this cask lid is brand new, and therefore it's flat. My old cask is a bit, it dried out. So
1 year ago it was your new cask, and today it's your old cask.
New cask? Did I say my new cask?
Yeah.
I think I have this cask already for 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years probably.
Something like that. Yeah. So but we have from all around the world again. See, it's Texas, Sweden, Montreal, Dubai, I think. South Korea, Brooklyn. So there's everybody here. Yeah. So the video today, what is it about? We have
first planning. We have to discuss a little bit up front. So we have to synchronize with everybody kicking in later. And this then time we have a sample taking after 1 year. And then we'll go into tasting, and then
we promised the German viewers, because we didn't have the time lapse in the German stream. So we promised them we show the time lapse early. So
not yet. First, a little introduction. What for the newcomers here on the channel? Ben has a brand new cask filled with raw whiskey from the St. Kilian distillery, where this lid comes from. And
there's an awesome video for my own cask or something like that. It's called. It's awesome, that video.
And the front and the back lid are from acrylic glass. And there's a lamp behind and a camera in front, so that you can see the whiskey maturing in the cask, and you can call up this live stream. It's always online on Whisky.com/live.
No. We are on Whisky.com/live.
Whisky Vision TV.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You have to go through the menu. It's better. You go to Scientific and then Whisky Vision TV, and there you find it.
And
it's a bit of I stole that idea a bit from Cheddar Vision TV. There was a company that sold cheddar, and they had a live stream of their cheddar maturing for 3 months. But I have to say, if you watch Cheddar Vision TV, it's a bit. They have a light that's going on and off every time in their warehouse, so they
flickering.
It's flickering. It's if you're susceptible to seizures, don't watch Cheddar Vision TV.
And the very first of this is from the University of Berkeley. University of San Francisco, Berkeley. There they had a computer lab, and in that computer lab there had been a coffee machine, and the students were too lazy to go there, always finding the coffee machine was empty. So they built up a webcam looking after the level of the coffee in the machine, and then they were able just to walk over, get their coffee. And this webcam was one of the very, very first webcams in the internet at all. And it's from the 90s, early 90s that was, and incredible. I think the camera was more stable than a coffee machine. was that way around, I think. Oh, okay. So they had to replace a little bit. Today, I think you can find that on Wikipedia, but the webcam went off in 2000 something. So it's no longer there. And there we took this idea, have a look at the whiskey maturing, not a coffee machine emptying or not, not a cheddar running away. So we have a whiskey flying away, so evaporating as the angels share. Yeah. So this is the talk, the introduction talk. Now we're 5 minutes into.
So let's have a look at the time lapse. So yeah, the time lapse goes over one period of a year, and what you can see in the time lapse, I'm not sure where I can't see the time lapse, but you can see it now, and you can see that the whiskey is getting darker, and also you can see that there is a bit of a what do you call wobble going on, a bit of a distortion going on. That's because it's the pressure inside the cask differs when I hammer in the cork. So the acrylic glass acts like a lens, and that's why you see the shift in what would you call it? Optics.
Yeah, and you can see that the level on top is not only falling, especially if you take samples.
Especially if you take samples and it skips.
But there are times where the level is slightly rising. Mm-hmm. This is when the cask is becoming warmer.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's slightly rising, then it goes down again. So the evaporation is going on. Mm-hmm. So now I think you've seen this video a few times, and now I think we should go over to the cask and have a fresh sample after 13 months of maturation.
13 months?
Yeah, we're
13. We're a bit over 1 year. We couldn't do the stream exactly at 1 year. I wanted to have a celebration with a little candle for the cask or something like that. But yeah, we're at 13 months now. Yeah, let's do this. Sure. My cask. And yeah, I put the cork in.
But you didn't hammer it.
I didn't hammer it. Problem is that I always forget how to do it properly and how to not make a mess.
Go down a little bit, because we've seen in the video that the darker liquid is further down.
I think we had a stick one at one time to go straight down, because it's becoming a full circle. It's coming up if I go. Take it. Oh, it's coming. You have to go down further.
Yeah. What are we doing if the cask is only half full?
I think we have, at some point, we have to stop the romantic hand pump and use an electric pump. Okay, that's it.
The smell is really good. Yeah.
This time without making a mess.
Don't forget to hammer it.
A little mess. Oh, medium mess. Okay, I'll hammer it. Lightly. So nice. This is really getting darker.
So it's October 26th,
so
2018.
Ben, will you do a fitness channel too? I'm not sure. I'm doing a bit of fitness, but I'm not sure if I'm really, what do you call it? I'm really that much of a fitness guy. Someone says, why not use a whiskey thief? Why didn't we think about that? That's actually a really good idea.
We
do not have one yet.
And they are not that cheap.
You think that they're expensive? That's probably why they have all these old thieves hanging around, because they're expensive.
So here,
So if you have any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat, because today we're just going to answer all the questions.
So it took quite some color, and here are the old samples.
This is fresh.
Fresh. This is the first from
0 days.
After 14 days. This is a month later. A little bit of color is already in both of them. And this is 4 months later, 6 months later, and now this is, yeah, I took a little bit too much of it. So there is a difference.
But there is definitely increase going on, and it's very interesting to see. Christopher Molly, can you please add caramel color and chill filter it before sampling? No. But what we're gonna do for the sampling is we definitely gonna
have water.
We have water in it. We're gonna dilute it down because it's really hefty.
Yeah, it was 69% ABV when they put it into the cask, or you put it into the cask. And this is far too much.
I noticed that Horst pours with extreme accuracy. He's a German mechanical engineer.
Yes.
Yep. I'm also a German mechanical engineer. So you can actually grab. So what you got?
Tja, this is quite hefty. Quite strong, still very intense from the alcohol. There is this fresh, fruity, pear apple note we had in the beginning, but there's already a little bit of vanilla caramel, very, very little bit from the cask. So there's more in it than before, and to have really a closer look at it, we have to have a sample from the original one.
Okay, so I got, the thing is, the last time I always sampled it like a spirit. So you said, oh, I'd have spirit plus a little of this. But this time I'm gonna sample it as a whiskey. And to be fair to it, if you sample it as a whiskey, the first or the strongest you get is window cleaner. Definitely window cleaner. It's got a really strong alcoholic note, but there is some pears, definitely some pears, some fruitiness, and a little bit of nuttiness going on as well, and some sweetness. So it's, if I would rate it as a whiskey, I would say it's a really alcoholic young bad one.
Yeah, have a direct comparison with the.
But what do you expect from
the fresh one?
1 year old.
There is this very similar fruity nose, but there's already something on top.
You really do have window cleaner, but it's nothing compared to the fresh one.
Yeah.
But I think the pear is going down a bit, and it's getting much more ripe.
So this is a fresh cask. So it's not a refilled cask, it's a fresh cask, and it's heavily toasted. So there should come a lot of caramel, vanilla out of that cask. And to have a fair comparison with a bourbon, which has to use as well fresh casks, they have the normal ones for 2 years, or legal minimum is 2 years in the cask, and typical bourbons are filled at 3 years. So we are a third into a bourbon. So there is really.
I think you answered the question from Aku Sykes. Brand new cask or used? You said brand new cask, heavily toasted it is. And what kind of spirit is it? Malt? It is a malt spirit from the St. Kilian's distillery in Germany. I drove there and got the cask from them, and it's a nice, fresh, new distillery with a good spirit, and yeah, definitely a very fruity spirit. There is a video about it. I think I have a video about the distillery, and I have a video about this cask that I'm using, and it's called my first own cask, or my own cask, or something like that. And a very clickbaity picture with hearts on it and stuff.
So to describe what happened, we have 2 maturations. First, we have a an addition of aromas from the cask into the whiskey. So this is an additional maturation. And there's a second maturation which reduces the unwanted sharp aromas from the raw whiskey. And this is called the subtractive maturation, because aromas are vanishing during this maturation. And both of them, this subtraction and this addition, gives the complete maturation. And this window cleaner you talked about is an unwanted aroma in that whiskey, and over the years it will vanish, it will go, and it will mostly oxidize to not that light compounds, to higher, to older compounds, which taste more comfortable to our nose. So the windows cleaner is definitely already lower than before.
So now I added some water, and the thing is, it becomes much more fruity. It becomes a bit more round, and it becomes it definitely smells like a round whiskey now with the cask strength down from, I think we had 63 or something like that.
69.
69. Okay, 69. Down to, I'm not sure what I have. I would estimate it at maybe 45 or something like that. It's becoming a real whiskey. Still a very young one. Definitely a very young one. It can't go on. Yeah, nice. Still respectable for young whiskey.
Yeah. Now we're adding a little bit of discussion and question and answers. Shadow threshold. Do you remember your first whiskey tasting ever? Which one was it? And in which age? Well, we don't talk about that age. In my case, so in former times, it wasn't that strict, and it was an impact with the bottle. Call it not a tasting, an impact with that bottle. And the upcoming years, whiskey, the smell and the taste of the smell of whiskey was associated with bad things. So this happens a lot, and then after several years, then somebody came and said, well, no, that's not that ugly old stuff weird stuff you had. No, the single malt whiskey, this is the most important, and this is much better. And so in the 80s, it was my first tasting, and it was a Glenfiddich, then without an age statement on it. And it was directly imported from Scotland by friends. And this was the really good stuff in comparison to all we had in the supermarkets. Yeah.
The first real whiskey I tried and really tried was with the first video of Horst, the Lagavulin 16. And I did have some, I don't know, vodka rum, and yeah, as a teenager, as a late teenager. But then as a student, 19 or 20 or something like that, we really tried the Lagavulin, and it was just amazing how much flavor you can pack into one bottle, because the Lagavulin 16 just has so much peat, smoke, and ham in it that it's just incredible and overwhelming. First we all like, oh my god, this is, you take some, and in the end it was like, oh yeah, let's have another.
Where do you get those glasses? Well, the glasses were designed by me personally, produced at a glass works here in Bavaria. No, it's Saxony, isn't it? I don't know. Up there in the east.
East Germany.
It's Germany. It's Saxony, close to the Polish border.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Saxony.
Saxony. We're able to ship them, but shipping is really expensive. So the glasses are not, but shipping is very expensive, and we hope we shipped 2 dozen of them to Seattle and paid $45 shipping for it. $45. So it was really expensive. So shipping is not that easy. Probably shipping inside the EU or EC is cheaper, but be aware that the shipping is expensive.
Yeah. Is it Highland, Lowland, Flatland, or something else land whiskey? I would recognize it as a German single malt spirit right now.
Yeah.
It will become a whiskey at some point. Is mom still involved with the business? Yes, definitely. She's kind of the head of the company. Am I involved? I'm actually not involved in Whisky.com, right?
Wow.
Oh my god, we got a super chat again.
Timmy's 599 spent $5. What would each of favorite everyday whiskies be? Also, will we see a review of the proper 12 Irish whiskey? The favorite everyday whiskey is not existent, from my personal view, because whenever you can't eat caviar every day and find it magnificent. You can't drink champagne every morning and say, well, wonderful, better. So whiskey lives from the variances between the brands. And there are not only less good and better ones, even inside the better ones, there are differences in. So for me, there is a dozen or 2 dozen tier 1 whiskies which I like most, and having variances between them is wonderful to see. And the proper 12 Irish whiskey is, I don't know, is this from this fighter, McGregor?
Not sure.
I think it's the proper 12.
Is it?
We do not have got a bottle of it yet. I think there might be.
I think we have to do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Proper 12 is poisonous. Says Christopher
Molloy. Probably if it's not forbidden to sell, it might not be that poisonous.
So I want to say, what would each of favorite everyday whiskeys be? Everyday whiskey. That's a hard one. I quite enjoyed the Jack Daniel's 27 Gold because it's really sweet and really mild, as well as the George Dickel Barrel Select. I would say these are my favorite American whiskies. I do like the Maker's Mark as well. From single malt whiskies, I really don't have that much of a favorite. I can't say the favorites everyday whiskey would be the Lagavulin because it's just a bit too strong, just a bit too flavorsome. But Auchentoshen would be my everyday whiskey. But the thing is, we do it professionally, so you can't really have a dram on the side. I do have a limit of in a week what I can taste. If you do German and English videos, you have to limit yourself. Otherwise, you might get an addiction.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor's whiskey. Yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
I think we have to get that bottle at some point.
Yeah. So I had a sip of this one. It's still a young whiskey, slightly above a raw whiskey. I poured a lot of water in it. It's still very strong. But there is no extreme youthness in that. The distillation took place in what kind of stills? What is a combined pot and column still? Yeah.
I would say the taste, I still got 55 or something like that. I watered it down pretty much, but it's still got 55. It's nice. It's definitely different to what we had before. And it's sweet. You do have a bit of caramel. You do have oak, and I think the fruitiness is going down a bit, but it's still good and present. From the taste, it's really amazing. It's mature. I would have expected a bit more than a year if I had this in a blind tasting. I like it. So to your question with the pot stills, they do have 2 pot stills and 2 proper pot stills. I would say, I'm not quite sure, don't quote me on that. Go to the distillery video, I don't know, I would say 5,000, 6,000 liters capacity. But
But no rectifier on top of it?
No, they have a system that they can really control the reflux and some there was a special system where they can really control the smoothness of the whiskey in terms of producing it. I think when I was there, they had just a few months ago, they had just finished and said, this is now a recipe, this is what we're going to produce from now on.
Yeah, so what I found out is 69% as raw distillate is quite high. So this might lead to this missing cladding of metallic youthness in my mouth. And Timmy's 599, you're welcome.
Also, hello from Perth, West Australia. Cool. I've met someone from Perth. I don't think there are that many people there.
If you were going to the electric chair, which would be your last whiskey, from Christopher Malloy. We have no electric chair. But unfortunately, I think alcoholic beverages aren't allowed in German prisons. So, not going, we do not have an electric chair here. And if we're going to prison, it would be a hell of a sentence.
Prohibition.
Prohibition. Yeah.
Well, the last whiskey if I had, the last one, probably something I'm familiar with, Lagavulin.
I would ask the sentencor if he can provide 4 or 6 bottles. I will do it myself. Yeah.
It's really amazing if you now have in your glass and it's diluted down. It becomes close to a whiskey, but it's still
very young.
I would rate it as this is not a good whiskey.
Not yet.
This is not a good whiskey. So yeah, but what do you expect from a whiskey that has just been 1 year in the cask?
13 months.
13 months. Yeah, but
one more. Yeah.
So what do you think? When should we do the next whiskey tasting? You are going for?
There will be the next whiskey live tasting on December 27th.
Oh, there will be next live whiskey tasting on December 27th. Is that for everybody, or is that the time zone thingy?
Probably
Central European time.
And the next, when would we do the next video for this Whiskey Vision TV whiskey cask? So I would suggest half a year.
Half a year? 6
Otherwise,
months?
we're too short after that.
Should we go half a year from the 1 year mark?
You're asking for a month.
Did you hear it?
What here?
The DSLR camera just clicked?
No.
Okay. You have to wait for 6 hours and there's another click. So the technique behind the whole cask is you have a webcam that's streaming to our Whisky.com website, and I also have a backup DSLR camera. And the thing is, I now have to change the SD card because it has been now 1 year, and I think it only has enough storage space for 2 years. So I have to change it now after 1 year.
Andrew Pence, how was the initial surge of fame following your Fireball tasting video appearing on Reddit's top videos? I was overwhelmed by that.
Like,
so this, it was not only 10 times, it was 50 times of clicks. It was incredible. And it was this, look at that old fart, that old fart providing a proper tasting of this
for that stuff
booze just for hammering ourselves away, going out. So it was a wonderful kick, which YouTube really recognized and promoted the videos more often. So it was a Kickstarter, really.
Yeah. Thing is, the YouTube analytics are now a bit messed up because every time you look at your analytics, everything is kind of down and you have that spike.
Yeah, it's difficult.
But it's strange. The viral video phenomena is really crazy. If you had some other videos for your German Unterblog, there was a Elon Musk video that just spiked or something like that.
I had an interview, not an interview, a speech.
The speech, he was the first one to record it in Germany, and everybody clicked it.
Yeah. Can I purchase the glasses on your website? No, sorry, not. We're working on that. Have you done a review of Balvenie 21 year in English? No, not yet. But I did a short list of videos we have to take of important ones, and this Balvenie 21 years in English is on that short list, and we will have 1 year of work, 1.5 year, 6 months of work to work down this short list.
Will Horst make an English channel where he reads through classic literature?
No, probably classic science fiction, but not classic literature. Those are the people who want to listen to me and going to sleep. So they like my voice and yeah.
Yeah.
From South Africa. Welcome.
Okay. Have you got the proper 12? No, you guys tried the proper girl. Not yet.
This question was up in the
super chat.
In the chat, yeah.
Yeah. Christopher Malloy, have you there?
Have you been to the new Macallan distillery?
Have you been to the new Macallan distillery? I've been there. Have not done a video yet. I've done pictures. All the old what do you call it? The old vintage whiskies they had on their wall of whiskey. I've taken photographs of, but the Macallan distillery is up for my next tour. You know, for people who have followed our channel a bit longer, I've done one tour through the US. I've done all Tennessee, all the two, and all the Kentucky distilleries, and then I've done Koval up in Chicago, and then I've done some Canadians, and I've even gone back to Calgary, but you couldn't film it there. And my next tour was Islay. I've done all the Islay distilleries except Ardbeg. You've done that already. And have I done? And Campbelltown and Jura. And
then you went over to Japan.
Oh yeah, then I had a tour through Japan. There, all the Japanese distilleries except the ones at Helios, and one very big industrial thing. I skipped out, and the Hakushu and the what's the other from Centauri? Hakushu and Yamazaki. They didn't let me film. So yeah, and what was then? We did a little tour.
In Scotland, yeah. The videos are still to be readied. One is already online. Aberaggy Distillery.
Yeah, the new one. And next up will be Speyside. I will not do all of Speyside, but I think I have 11 or 12 or something like that. So during the December time, you can expect some interesting big Scotch distilleries coming up. And hopefully I can maybe do a live stream or two from the distillery and get someone in front of a camera. That would be really crazy.
Prashant Kamalanathan, probably an English guy. Could you guys please do a review of Amrut Indian whiskey? I really want to try that. You had one.
I've tried 2 or 3.
It's online,
like and I did a tour through India.
Yeah,
I've done a tour through India, all the 2 of them.
So there is a distiller video of Amrut.
Yeah, and I've done actually a tasting with the Amrut whiskies from with the nice name. I've met so many people. Sorry, I forgot the name, but he tried some whiskey with me in front of the camera, and yeah, that was nice.
So just look through really our channel here. There's a lot of international whiskies there.
What was it? I like to see review Swift from Texas, Texas Speyside. Oh, interesting. Am I too late? Yeah, you're too late. But do we not have the slow thing? Because you just put two comments after each other. That says slow mode activated. Must have missed the tasting. Yeah, the tasting was 1 year tasting, and it was awesome. You missed something. Okay, so do you have anything more?
Yeah, please. If you leave, could you please write down how many are online just now?
Yeah,
we have no readout here in front of the camera, and please give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, that would be really
before
nice
you
if you
leave.
give a thumbs up. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's it. Next one will be
yeah,
in half a year.
27th of
December.
Of December will be a live tasting, and the next tasting for this whiskey, I'm not sure if we do it live. I don't know. It depends on your mood.
To the 27th of December, we will publish which whiskey we will taste then, so that you will be able to get bottles of that or even miniatures of that from your local resource, so that you can taste with us this live tasting. It will be something, introductional, I think.
Yeah. We do. Maybe we're gonna do a distillery. Probably we're gonna do a distillery. So yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video interesting, then please feel free to give us a thumbs up, and see you next time.
54. Yeah.